Hey, it has been a while, but I, Zak Wolf, came up with another idea for comparing a Berenstain Bears book with its animated adaptation. In this case, the book is The Berenstain Bears and Too Much Teasing, originally published in 1995. By this time, Mike Berenstain was helping his parents stay in jail with the Berenstain Bears books, and I'd assume he'd illustrated this one. It was adapted into an episode of the first season of the 2002 Berenstain Bears animated series, produced by Nelvana and aired on PBS here in the States. But they changed quite a bit of it. The title was even changed to The Berenstain Bears and Mighty Milton. Now, as I said, Stan and Jan Berenstain had minimal involvement with the 2000s animated series, compared to the 1985 series that aired on CBS's Saturday morning block. This particular episode was written by Peter Sauter, one of Nelvana's veteran writers, who was even head writer on the first season of Inspector Gadget in 1983, as Deke co-produced the first season with Nelvana. But of course, The Berenstain Bears is a very different kind of show than Inspector Gadget. So let me start out how the book opens. The sticker page. First off, there's the opening poem. He's her old brother, but sister is pleased when the tables are turned and brother gets teased. But of course, in a different title, the TV version has a different opening poem.
Bullies can point out what about you is wrong, but a good friend can show you what about you is strong.
And yes, that is indeed one of the lessons in this book, in addition to teasing. The book opens with brother and sister bear agreeing on certain things, like Christmas and Halloween being the two best holidays. While I like Christmas, I definitely like Halloween a lot better. And on a couple other kid things, like no school being better than school. Ha! Look at that illustration with the old style bell clanging in a cartoony manner. And they also agree that sweet potatoes are better than mashed potatoes. Though at times I like mashed potatoes better. And then some things they didn't agree on. Like brother's favorite colors being red and blue, and sister's being pink and more pink. In other words, the colors they normally wear. Her brother's favorite ice cream being chocolate, while sister's is pistachio. Yuck! I agree with you on that, brother. And there's also brother liking spooky movies while sister hates them. Little lad be pie and the spookiest spook. The second one there is the most generic ghost movie title I've ever seen. And then it goes on to mention how they don't agree on teasing, saying brother does it all the time while thinking it's really fun, and sister thinks it's mean and nasty. And here we don't even really see any reason for brother to tease sister. It's just, yeah. Brother's teasing me again. Oh, gee, I was just having a little fun. In some prior books, when brother would tease sister, he had a reason for it. Like when her first loose tooth had trouble coming out. Or when sister got scared hearing brother's spooky mystery book. Maybe a couple others. Of course, the 2002 TV series has a more relaxed and toned down nature than the original books in the 1985 TV series. So brother doesn't tease sister in the Mighty Milton episode. In the book, Mama says that brother shouldn't be teasing sister, and she tells sister she shouldn't be so sensitive. Back in 1995, it may have been acceptable, but nowadays that part comes off as victim blaming. And then we get this amusing bit where Papa says teasing is just a part of life and tickles Mama under the chin, while calling her ookums snookums, even though she doesn't like those. But then brother eventually finds out the hard way that teasing isn't a good idea. You see, Here, Principal Honeycomb assigns Brother Bear to be a special messenger and to bring such messages to different classes, especially since both his marks and behavior have been really good lately. Well, we know his behavior has been excellent in the school. I guess these are for messages where the office can call individual classes via the intercom system. Or maybe their school building is so old-fashioned the speaker system doesn't have that feature. Even though I've seen intercoms installed in ancient school buildings when they get renovated and upgraded. But some cubs get a little jealous about Brother's special messenger job. Especially Too Tall Grizzly and his cronies, where they keep teasing him and mocking Sing-Song. Brother, teacher's pet. Now he's the principal's pet. Brother is so good. He does everything he should. Brother, he's so sweet. The sweetest cub you'll ever meet. Now we finally get to something similar in the TV adaptation, where the Too Tall gang is indeed teasing Brother, but not because of doing a special job for the principal, but because they are jealous that he's good at sports. They think he's lousy at soccer, basketball, and baseball, only to find he's better at those games than Too Tall.
Brother, he's so fast, but he'll never get it past. Huh?
Right! Yes!
Huh? So what? Soccer's brother's game.
Brother takes it well at first in the TV version, compared to in the book, where he doesn't like it one bit. Where sister tells him, now you know what it's like to get teased. And the other kids are now telling him what he and the parents told sister, even don't be so sensitive. And Brother wants to fight Too Tall in his gang, but knows he could lose his special job again in worse trouble. In the TV version, Too Tall directly threatens Brother over his being better than him at sports.
That's the third time you made me look like a doofus, brother.
Well, I didn't do it by myself, Too Tall. You helped.
You ever think about joining the school wrestling team?
Yeah, apparently the Bear Country School is one of those elementary schools with a wrestling team. In my hometown, only the high school has a wrestling team, but there is a youth wrestling program for elementary and middle school kids.
Me and the boys could teach you a few moves.
Thanks, but no thanks, Too Tall. Wrestling's your game, not mine.
Oh? Well, you just won yourself a free lesson. First thing tomorrow in the schoolyard.
Ooh, now Brother has something to worry about. By the way, yes, that's a young Michael Cera voicing Brother Bear in this episode, since he was originally from Canada, where the show's voice cast was. During that time, he was also in another Nelvana series, Braceface, voicing Sharon Spitz's musical genius of a younger brother, Josh. In the book, Brother's worried about going to school and having to face all the constant teasing for those bullies. So on this morning, he fakes a stomach ache, with Mama figuring at first it's one of those 24-hour stomach viruses. While getting the thermometer, his sister jokingly says, but I don't think Brother has the 24-hour virus, or the 48-hour virus, or the 72-hour virus. I think what Brother has is the teasing virus. And of course, Brother's temperature is normal, and so it's off to school for him. Jeez, look at how smug Sister Bear is here, knowing that Brother is now getting a taste of his own medicine after teasing her for so long. And as they get closer to the school, Brother gets more and more worried. I know that feeling, the increasing dread. He figures Too Tall and the gang would tease him in the hall, in the auditorium, and in the lunchroom. Regarding the auditorium, is there an assembly that day or something? Also, the Too Tall gang was on the school bus when they were heading home a few pages earlier. The teasing there. But enough inconsistencies. In the TV version, Brother also worries a little because of the whole wrestling lesson Too Tall will be giving Brother that morning. Well, surprisingly, he handles the teasing a lot better. Maybe because instead of his special messenger job, it's because the bullies are jealous of Brother Bear being better than him at sports. So...
Why does he like to pick on you so much? It's okay, Cousin Fred. I just ignore him.
See, that makes it somewhat easier for Brunner to try and ignore him, since he knows how great he is in athletics, a slight price of fame. But when they arrive at the school, something wonderful happens. A new cub at the Bear Country School, Milton Chubb. The TV version adds a little fake out where Tootal and his homies appear to be charged towards Brunner, but they're actually targeting Milton and starting to tease him. The narration in the book says, Tootal and his gang were looking at Milton the way a wolf looks at a plump chicken. They got that right. And they make that same kind of analogy in the TV version.
Just like a pack of wolves on a plump chicken.
The TV version also adds a scene where Teacher Bob introduces Milton to the class, which Brunner and Cousin Freddie and Tootal happen to be part of. Then we get a little montage here, where the Tootal gang forgets about teasing Brunner in favor of picking on Milton, just as Brunner predicted. The same bit also plays out in the TV version, and these taunting rhymes also largely play out the same.
He says his name is Milton Chubb. From now on, we'll call him Flubadub. Milton, Milton, watch him go. Watch him dribble off his toe.
Sorry, it's just the way they were marching around and set it to the rhythm of their prancing. But the soccer taunting here in the last part was changed.
Massive Milton is his name. Every game he plays is lame.
Yeah, it's implied in the book that he kicked a soccer ball into his own team's goal, though the TV version outright says that's what happened. And here, when Tootal teasingly asks Milton what his game is, if it's tiddlywinks or hopscotch. That also happens in the TV version, but Tootal's cronies also take part in that, like swiping and tossing around one of his school books. Regardless, Brother Bear decides to stick up for the new cub, forgetting about being happy he's not the one being teased in the book version. To which Tootal says, well, la-dee-da, the principal's pet is sticking up for Master Milton. He does a different form of teasing in the TV version, to which Brother and Milton decide to leave the teasers.
Come on, Milton.
What are you gonna do, brother? Teach him how to play jacks?
And then in both versions, we learned that Milton and his parents live in Farmer Ben's farm as the new farm hands. Brother and sister go to visit Milton on the farm and see how good he is at farming. This is applicable to both versions, but in the TV adaptation, all we see him is squirting milk into the barn cat's mouth. And then here, when one of Farmer Ben's pigs escapes the pig pen, Milton wrestles it back into the pig pen, before a wolf like me can catch and eat him. That gives Brother an idea right away. But in the TV version, he and sister play with Milton in the haystacks for a while before talking about how much Milton enjoys it on the farm, but not at school. And how he pulled the pancake move, wrestling that pig. And then Brother decides he can teach Milton how to play soccer, basketball, and baseball. So we get a little montage exclusive to the TV version where Milton still struggles at those sports. And while Milton tries to teach Brother to milk a cow in return, Brother struggles at that. So they learn how they're good at different things, but Milton is still down about his sporting abilities.
Oh well, I guess I'll always be flubbered up, Chubb. Nothing we can do about it.
And then they added a scene where Brother talks about his dilemma with the family at dinner. They had to add some padding since they eliminated the whole Brother learns how bad teasing is thing from the original book here. But we still get a good lesson from the parents.
Bullies always look for people's weaknesses, what they can't do.
So, as Milton's friend, Brother starts thinking about what Milton can do. And that's what inspires Brother for the next scene. In the book version, Brother uses his special messenger position to deliver a message he wrote to the gymnasium coach. An idea for organizing a wrestling team. And that they will join the Bear Country Interscholastic Wrestling League. Now, in the TV show, it's already mentioned the school has a wrestling team. And Brother's messenger job doesn't exist in the episode. So it was tweaked a bit. So instead of it being gym class, as in here, It's instead during the wrestling team's practice meet, likely after school hours, with Brunner having the coach bring Milton on board. And in both, Milton mentions his favorite wrestling move being the pancake. But in the book here, Milton sort of falls and does the pancake move on Too Tall and all three of his homies. In the TV version, we only see him give Too Tall the pancake move. Then we get this bit where Milton thanks Brunner for reminding him what he can do, and Too Tall actually apologizes for teasing him. That was only added in the book. It goes right to the wrestling meet here, where brother and sister lead the cheering here. This part was also included in the TV adaptation with virtually the same cheer.
Yeah! Wrestling is his game. Mighty Milton is his name. Yay, Milton!
And it just ends there in the TV version. While the book also has brother and sister now both agree that teasing is still a part of life, but it isn't really a good idea. Of course, the TV adaptation took out much of the teasing life lesson, which is too bad because even with a bit of victim blaming, it's pretty good at showing why you shouldn't really tease others. With brother's bit of karma. And there you have it. The Berenstain Bears and Too Much Teasing versus its TV adaptation. The Berenstain Bears and Mighty Milton. I will admit it was interesting seeing how much has changed, though there were still some episodes of the 2002 TV series that did pretty faithful adaptations of the books, while others, not so much, as I pointed out before. But anyways, I hope you like this, and as always, stay tuned to this YouTube channel for whatever happens next.